Good morning,
Good morning!
people. Yes.
Wonderful people!
Oga, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
It's a Thursday
Welcome,
edition.
guys, to
Of course,
another
yeah.
exciting edition of the Wake Up Nigeria show.
Definitely.
Your ultimate morning companion. We're here to, keep you company, give you that warm embrace. that you
Definitely.
need when you wake up in the morning.
Definitely.
Mike, has anyone given you a warm embrace this morning?
Well, you get with your words. You told me that this top was very nice. That felt like a warm embrace. So, how far? I'll see them now.
No, I actually really like the shirts. It's very nice.
You do?
It's giving Gen Z vibes.
You like what you see?
Love it.
You like it? You like it? Well, we're going to give you much more of what you like on the show this morning. Just chill, sit back, relax. It's going to be an unforgettable day. Welcome to the first of Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, guys, we don't want you to miss out on any fun right here on the show. We need you to keep it locked down. As always, we bring you that morning entertainment. And, as you all know, my name is Emil Kwache.
Mike, Mexicano is Mike, and catch the show live. It's on Go TV at channel 16. And that if you're watching on DTT, the ultra high frequency will be channel 49 on the terrestrial band.
You can also catch us live, guys, at TVC Entertainment _ on YouTube and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Remember, guys, that you could also download our apps either on iOS or Android store. You can go carry us with you wherever you go.
Definitely. Didn't I give this?
Why?
You decided to wear black and white today now. So you go okay. Wait, there's no white anyway. You go fit you now.
Yes.
But no, I'm not giving you.
I don't even want it, Mike. I already have so.
Go Benny, does I give you for collect up? How are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Mike.
it's I am good. Today should be the day Third Mainland Bridge should be open fully on both sides.
That's according
4th
to
of
reports,
March.
right?
No reports. Officially, it was 4th of March is what is written there. So I don't know if it's going to start.
4th of April. Mexicano.
I'm still in March. Joe, no vex.
You did not collect
4th of
salary.
April.
They never pay you.
You want make a vex now, B? She know how appears like this, so can I talk again? You know? But yeah, 4th of April, of course, the official circular that was released. So hopefully it's good because I know that yesterday, I think it was closed on both sides. And I told someone that I think they are maybe taking away equipment and all that. Yeah. So hopefully I would find out from one or two people who went to the island if it's open on both ways. And we need that breath. We need that space because for the past 4-5 months, it's been really, really hell.
There's been a lot of pressure on the Lagos Ikorodu Road, especially for those, having to go back and forth from the island to the mainland. And also, the few times that I've been on the Third Mainland Bridge when it's open, I am very impressed. I would say, well done. The bridge is very well done, and it's just smooth sailing all the way from the beginning to the end of the bridge.
For me, I want to say, is it a case of aesthetics or what it looks on the outside? How is the structural density? Because I know that at some points, the locks had issues, and we're talking about the structure. So it's not just about how beautiful it looks; it's about how tenable the structure is. That's it for me. But hopefully, that also has been taken care of because, of course, it was quite a long while.
Yeah, because the construction had been ongoing for what? Over 3 months or more than that, right?
So we closed at different phases. There's one particular phase that they closed. I would understand why it took so long because there was some, there was that segment that was very, very bad and all of that. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully that is done and it can help ease some of the traffic stress that Lagosians have been going through.
Yeah. Right. So well done to the governor of Lagos State, Governor Sanwo-Olu.
Is what he's supposed to do now.
Well.
All right. Let's take a look at what the day's weather will be like, and of course the news after that. It's the news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Mexicano. President Bola Tinubu signed the student loans bill into law yesterday, the 3rd of April 2024. The bill passed by the National Assembly and transmitted for the President's assent is the Access to Higher Education Act and the 2024 Repeal and Reenactment Bill. This is after separate considerations by both the Senate and the House of Reps, Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TED Fund. President Tinubu says with this new law, no Nigerian, regardless of their background, will be excluded from obtaining quality education. State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
President Bola Tinubu signs the much-anticipated student loan bill. This is a fulfillment of a promise made in his renewed hope agenda. This will also bring Nigeria closer to achieving Goal 4 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. President Bola Tinubu had on the 14th of March written to the National Assembly to repeal and reenact the student loan bill. His desire was given quick consideration and approval. Now the buck stops on the table of the President Tinubu-led executive arm of government to begin the implementation of this policy.
We are determined to ensure education is given the proper attention necessary for the country, including skill development programs.
This new law signed by President Tinubu will establish a corporate body to receive, manage and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training and skills acquisition, and for related matters.
Those who are seeking skills, who are seeking to be skilled, to be empowered, to move on with their lives. So it's a very great day for the country.
Nigeria students that I represent, we are happy. We see Mr. President's commitment to the development of education. And today, the entire education system is happy.
There's a growing support for this new law resonating across the country, especially among youth who are the sole beneficiaries, as the student loan scheme will build an army of skilled workforce that can easily become self-employed and increase the country's productive base.
It's actually a welcome development, and when you look at the impact, especially to the Nigerian students, who are going to be the greatest beneficiary of this initiative.
Rightly shape the educational institution and the educational sector.
The federal government initially announced that the scheme would be launched in September last year, but this suffered several delays, leading to an indefinite postponement. The presidency said the delay was because of a directive from President Tinubu to expand the scheme to include loans for vocational skills. It is expected that this new law will significantly increase access to tertiary education and skills acquisition. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
Rescue efforts are underway in Taiwan after a 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck the island's eastern coast, killing at least 9 and injuring more than 900. 127 people are estimated to have been trapped in collapsed tunnels and on mountainous roads along the rugged coastline. The epicenter was 18 kilometers, which is about 11 miles south of Hualien City. But strong tremors were felt all the way in the capital, Taipei, more than 100 kilometers away. This is the strongest quake to hit Taiwan in 25 years. Rescue operations to reach 77 people trapped in the Jinwen and Queen Shui tunnels along the road in Hualien were continuing into the night. Pictures show how the road outside the Queen Shui tunnel has simply fallen away. It is unclear how long those inside will be trapped and whether or not they have food and water or can communicate with the outside world. If you are at home and you have a friend who doesn't have power, NEPA don't do their strong thing, just tell them to go on YouTube with their phone. You can watch us live on YouTube, TVC Entertainment. That's the handle on YouTube where you can watch us live.
Let's not also forget that electricity tariff has gone.
Oh, so there's a 15. It's over a 300% increase, but it's only for 15% of users. And so, but see, that's the point now. My first point is this now, yeah. how do you, because now we have over 4.8 million unmetered households,
Exactly.
right? So what is the plan, or do we have a collation or a central database to be sure that we can actually differentiate or put together that particular set of people that
Band
receive
A,
over
that's what they
20
call
hours of electricity a day, which represent the 15% of your power distribution?
Yeah.
But how are you sure it's up to 50% when you have over 4.8 million unmetered households? It's quite a lot that this will be. And for me, this can happen when you have a central collation system, when you have a way that you can audit and check and all of that. Let's just see how it rolls out. I don't know who those people are, because sometimes you can be thinking that, okay, these people they are supposed to be receiving 20%, but they are not receiving the 20 hours a day. So let's just see how that one rolls. But I know a friend was complaining just 3 days back, and I don't know if that had already, some people might have already been, they've already started implemented before they talk about it. Because she said that, look, when they buy 30,000 naira, it will last for almost a month, but now it was going in like a week or so. So maybe you are among the 15% that collect 20 hours a day, and NEPA, they push it up. But then let's just see how all of that plays out in the coming days and, of course, weeks.
Well, and then would also like you to, I mean, if you're in that band A group and you're been having 20-hour constant power supply, well, because basically constant power supply.
Yeah, if you have 20 hours.
Only having, if you're having
and I have
20
to pay
hours.
high for it, that's cool, because at that day I went to the house, they had to turn off the AC. Because the power, they're paying very much. So they just left only fan. And that's when you start knowing that, let's turn off this one, turn off this one. We don't need this light, put it off. And that's how it is in a lot of developed societies.
It's very difficult these days because the weather is very hot. So for example, in my house, I put on the AC. Once I get in, I put on the AC in my room. The AC in the parlor is on. The fridge, the freezers are on.
You are not yet band A. When you enter band A, you pay how much now? This thing?
So
you just think about it.
You
just think about it.
Per hour.
This AC, I don't need it too much.
66 naira per hour that they were paying. That is
well over. That's about 350 to 400% increase. So that means almost times 4 of what you've been paying before.
Whoa.
So you would have to be careful, and you turn off the light, even if it's light, you turn the one off that you don't need.
But there's also that debate that people, I mean, outside of Nigeria. I mean, if you travel outside of Nigeria, the electricity tariff is as well, it's actually on the increase because you're being billed per megawatts.
Very true. In the UK and all of that, you see people
in the UK and the US especially.
Yes, when they enter at home, even in the night, they don't put on all the lights. They just look up this light. It is so much, and then there they have to use heater. Here we're talking about ACs. So
especially during the cold weather.
During the cold weather, they have to use the heater. And so that is very important because you don't want to freeze. So that heater is very important.
Exactly.
So you find out that every single unit of power is well judiciously used. Don't just leave something on and say, I forgot, I left it on.
And now then imagine houses that their walls and floors are insulated. So that's even taking more megawatts, and you have to pay more for it. So, well, I really hope that at this point, everybody is ready for it. We're talking about how fuel increase.
There's
been
but diesel has come down. Diesel has come down from about 1.7 to 1.3. And that is attributed to the fact that Dangote Refinery has started distributing to local consumers. So that does make sense. Let the fuel come in, because enemies are going to say that they didn't say that fuel will come down. No. But Port Harcourt Refinery is supposed to have started as Dangote Refinery. So when all of this happens, as an oil-producing nation, now that's the thing, we cannot compare our prices locally to what is obtainable abroad. You cannot. We are, and also, what is the advantage? If I produce something, I should get it cheaper than it is to any other person. So don't try to justify, these are the international prices and we have to buy. No, we have it in the ground. We produce it. So we have to find a way to ensure that because we have it,
it gets to us at a very cheaper rate.
Fact.
I mean, it's not brain surgery, to be honest. It's not. Well, but then again, there are always people benefiting one way or another.
And that is the same thing with power. And then when we spoke about solar, so a few days back I was considering solar, and when I saw the price of generators, you know that I passed my neighbor, that guy.
The
it's about
one.
120 now.
That's even still cheaper.
I remember when Tiger was 11K.
11,000 naira.
Yes, now. How much? Wait, and it's not so long ago. I passed my neighbors 11,000. Yes, now. I bought 11.5. I didn't the time I passed my neighbor for
They
someone
say
was
it
11.5.
used to be 7.5.
Yes, now. The time when everybody wanted to tear head was when it moved to 40. Ah! I passed my neighbor 40. I just checked. Someone screen grabbed it. 120. I didn't even know what. I passed my neighbor. And you see,
But then again, is it not, some of those generators, are they local, so as some brands, are they not locally
no,
made?
Tiger is not locally produced.
No, I'm not talking of that particular brand. I'm saying that, is it not time that even we started,
Why should we? Why are we doing analog? We cannot be talking about producing generators. We cannot.
No.
Everywhere you go to, I mean, you are talking about Africa. There is the power of the sun that we have here.
That we have.
need to harness the
our
power of the
solar.
sun.
Yeah.
And so we should not be talking about producing generators. And then you know now big generator companies here. I don't want to mention their brands. They are even going into car production, very big, and they're making money. No, generator companies shouldn't. But let's hope that all of this comes into place. I mean,
but then
big shout out to Aba, Abia State, with all that is happening.
I'm going to Aba next month. Actually.
You're going to Aba next month?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually really want to go to the area market.
Whoa.
I'm really looking forward to that one.
The road there, no easy. Oh.
It's bad.
Area market. You want to start with that road? I don't know how it is. But area market, that one for kilometers like this is boat we use.
So,
all right, but hey, come on. Let's hear your thoughts on what you think about the electricity tariff. And of course, how the light is around you. How many hours of
exactly, like constant, how many hours of power supply do you get? Do you fall in that band A of consumers that will have to pay more? Let us know your thoughts and, use the hashtag, of course, WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
All right, we'll be back after this. Good morning. I'll kick off with the Vanguard. And we have here, this is what we've been talking about. This was what we spoke about at What's Up and About. Electricity concerns as tariff hike hits consumers. And I think that was what happened to my friend. I have to point it out to her that that's the reason. And this is on page 20, if you want to have more of that. It's a recipe for unrest. That is from the TUC. The second rider there says, poverty rate will worsen. Economists, I will not address fundamental energy issues, Muda Yusuf. Okay, and Dangote Refinery, just above the flag there, you can see it up there. Dangote Refinery to supply petrol next month. This should bring down the price. We've spoken about why it should, but let's see how all of that plays out. That is will be on page 20 if you want to check it out. Don't take my simplicity for weakness. Fubara tells Wike and others. On page 12, Nigerian students' enrollment in UK varsities dwindle. Of course, this is an aftermath of the fact that a number of Nigerian students cannot take their dependents to the UK when studying. That was of course released by the Home Office, talking about what happens there. Olubadan in council meets tomorrow over nomination of new monarch. And Ondo gubernatorial, APC opts for direct primary, rakes in 720 million naira. That will be on page 26. Why residents of Okwama community can't access their homes. This is from the CDS. That's under the picture story. The picture story there is that of President Tinubu and some part of the FEC while signing the bill, the student loan bill, into law and all of that. And, okay. Right, all of that, you can check all of that on the front page or on the Vanguard. And then let's move over to the Guardian. And the Guardian, 2 million households pay 225 naira per kilowatt as prepaid meter may hit 300,000 naira. Wow. Well, that's what everybody's talking about here. 2 million households. Well, if you can get that much, you have to start planning cost-saving cuts, as it were. The freezer doesn't have to be on 24/7 and all of that. But the problem would be where a number of households share a meter. That is where it is going to be challenging. How are you sure that your neighbor is cutting or saving costs, as it were, in that particular household? That will be quite something. And considering that there is talk here about the prepaid meter price hitting 300,000 naira, and that is quite a lot. Now, we can see here a chart of the increase in meter prices between 2013 and 2014. here on the front page. NCS records 1.3 trillion naira revenue in the first quarter, detains 22 suspects in 4 months. Man nabbed over alleged abduction of housewife for sexual pleasure in Osun State. Transparency, eligibility concerns unsettled new attempt at student loan scheme. Abure reportedly escapes assassination and home gutted. 5 years after USSD debt conflict still unresolved, FG decries rising abscondment by varsity teachers. Tinubu Zulum Buni mourn NLC ex-leader Chiroma. And Africa Games, how Ghana 2024 exposed Nigeria's weak underbelly in sports development. All of that on The Guardian. And from The Guardian, let's go to the Daily Trust. NLC CSOs reject electricity tariff hike. That is what we have in basically all the papers this morning. Expect power theft. And that's it. We mentioned that there is a report of almost 5 million households that are unmetered. That is what will start happening, power theft. That's a problem. I think that we should have addressed that one even more. If we ensure that everybody that is using power is paying, we might not need to hike it for a particular percentage of electricity consumers. So we can look into that. Hike in gas price, Naira crisis behind decision. This is coming from the regulator. And we can see a picture story there of the earthquake in Taiwan. They're quite a sad one there. We condole and commiserate with the country, of course, and hopefully all those who need help, help gets to them as soon as possible. That's quite a terrible situation to be in at any point in time. Banditry, 289,375 persons displaced in Kaduna. This is from an official. 4 killed in Taraba, Nasarawa as windstorm destroys many houses. Customs worried as CBN hikes duty rates 28 times in 3 months. Tinubu signs student loan amendment bill. All of that on the front page of the Daily Trust. And then let's see what we have here on the Punch. Okay, yeah, the same thing. Electricity supply. Okay, that's the Daily Trust. We're round on with Daily Trust, and then we move over to the Punch. And the major headline there on the Punch is electricity supply. Manufacturers and labor tackle federal government over 240% tariff hike, insist on subsidy. Okay, some would say 22, 25. Now this is 240. I'm not sure of the exact percentage, as it were, but we can see here the affects customers enjoying 20-hour supply. Band B to E, customers get subsidy. Okay, new tariff will send manufacturers out of business, worsen inflation, say labor and OPS. U.S. offers help as 9 die and 1,000 injured in Taiwan earthquake. That is the picture story that you can see there. Okay, Adeleke Abiodun Hill Ebenezer Obi at 82nd birthday Thanksgiving. FG reopens 3rd Mainland Bridge. Last mile warns against speeding. Let's round up with that one. Emma was smiling. He. Very happy. Oh, the road is now smooth. In just the time that one lane was open, do you know how many accidents have been recorded? You cannot enter your Toyota or your whatever, and then you think it is F1, that you are Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen. No, you are not. The 3rd Mainland Bridge is not a race course. It looks beautiful, well demarcated. You can fly all the way, but you can also meet your maker very, very soon. Please be careful. There's a speed limit on that bridge. The speed limit is actually 80 km/h maximum. That's it. At some point at the entrance is 60. At the middle of the bridge is 80. I know some of you say, 80. Am I trekking? Please, the bridge is open. Be careful. Even before it was open, a number of accidents have been recorded. Don't make yourself a statistic. All right. Well, let's get over to MM, who was smiling. I hope you're going to tell your driver to ensure that they maintain 80. Don't go and turn 3rd Mainland Bridge into F1 race course. MM.
You know how we like to take things for granted in this country. Something is being fixed and suddenly everyone is overwhelmed by it. But hey, guys, please drive carefully and safely. Do not just drive for yourself, also drive for others. But here in Lagos, you don't drive for yourself, you drive for every other motorists on the road as well. But hey, let's be careful. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me is Chef Dunas, yes, and always such a pleasure to have her here on the show with us. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
So 2 days ago, yesterday and the day before, we had 2 students from the Dunas Culinary School join us here in the kitchen, and it was such a pleasure having them. And for you to grace us here once again with your presence. And this morning, she'll be making fried rice with fried fish. Never heard or imagined fried rice with fish. That's different. Good morning, ma. How you doing?
Good morning.
Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients for our fried rice.
So let me run you through the ingredient that we'll be needing. The first thing we have are rice. We'll be using basmati rice this morning.
Okay.
So we have seasoning, we have our curry, we have the Dunas spice that we spoke about the other time.
The special
Yeah,
Dunas
the special
spice.
made, yeah. Then we have our liver, we have our runner beans, we have our carrots, and we have our vegetable oil.
Ah, okay. And then we have our fish.
And we have the fish.
What kind of fish is this, though? Hake?
This is egg fish.
Oh, okay. We still have a few other ingredients that you haven't plated yet. Okay, so we'll come to that later.
We'll come to that later.
Yes. So we have our green peas and red beans, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that we're going to add, in a bit to our, list of ingredients displayed here today. And sweet corn. Okay, so a lot of vegetables going into our fried rice this morning. How do you make your fried rice, guys? Do you have all the vegetables in, or you just pick 2 out of, the long list of vegetables that we could possibly use for our fried rice? Let us know on all our socials at TVC Entertainment. Do not forget to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, yes. So what are we starting with?
To start with, we are going to boil our rice now. I want to parboil the rice.
Okay. With basmati rice?
With basmati rice.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Basmati rice is always good when you parboil.
Okay.
You try to remove little starch.
Do you need something? Do you need help with anything?
No, I'll sort myself. Trust me.
Okay. If you're just joining us, guys, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Dunas. And this morning she's making her special fried rice with fried fish. On your screen right here are all of the ingredients. Not all of it, though, because we don't have our red beans here. Sweet corn isn't here yet. And we have our green peas that isn't here as well. But all of it will be added to our spread here in a bit. But so while Chef Dunas is prepping, yeah, because she's, getting things sorted over there. So we just, I'll reel through the ingredients once again. We have our hake fish, which will be fried. Are we saucing it? Or we're just frying it?
Yeah, I've marinated the fish already.
Okay, so we're just going to fry?
Yeah, I've washed the fish and add seasoning to it.
Okay, we've added
because it's always good for the seasoning to enter inside your fish properly, so that's when you'll be able to get the taste.
You'll be able to get the best out of your fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our special Dunas seasoning over here. We have curry seasoning. We have rice. We're using basmati rice. We have our green peas. And then we have carrots, liver, vegetable oil, green and red bell peppers, and spring onions. Okay.
So I've washed my rice with little salt.
Okay.
So I'm adding it to the water on fire to parboil.
Okay. So once the rice is parboiled, what's next?
I'm going to start the preparation. I'll add little oil on fire. We pour inside pots and put on fire. Then add my seasoning in it.
Okay.
That is the special spice.
Okay.
So in that spice, I have onion. I have a lot of ingredients in it.
Okay.
Then after that, I'll add my curry and mix it, let it fry little. Then I'll add my veg.
To the mix.
To the mix. Then when it's okay, because I will not want it to be to stay longer on fire. So I need to bring them out. Yeah, so that it doesn't lose
all the nutrients.
In the on fire.
Yeah.
Then I love them when they are fresh. so you don't allow it to stay too long on fire.
Okay, Chef Dunas is hard at work, as you can see. She's busy ensuring that everything comes together very nicely. But hey, we'll go on a quick break. The show continues shortly. Stay with us. That was a beautiful feature there of a special effects artist, Hakeem Effects. Quite popular in the, Nollywood space and this Nollywood industry. Well done, Hakeem Effects. And yes, welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me is Chef Dunas, and she is making her special fried rice with fried fish. And as you can see, she's already started. So let's run through the ingredients once again, Chef Dunas, and talk us through where you are right now.
Okay. I have my rice, I have my seasoning, I have my curry, I have the Dunas spice, the special made spice.
Okay.
Then I have my bell pepper, the green and the red. Then I have my spring onions and the fish. As you can see here, that I've tried to adjust the carrots, the liver, and the runner beans.
Okay.
So I'm trying to set them down.
Okay.
For the fried rice. And here is the rice that I'm still parboiling.
So we're waiting for the rice
I'm waiting for the rice to parboil.
Okay. Let me just put this properly so that it cooks well. And so now that we're prepping the vegetables, when do we begin frying the fish?
Once I'm done with this now, fry the fish. What really happens is, if I fry the fish, I cannot use the oil again. Yeah, so that's why I decided to do this first.
Okay. So you use the same oil for the fish?
Yeah, I'll use the same oil for the fish so that all the aroma that
I also imagine that all of the flavors from the carrots and the runner beans and the liver would also go into the fish. So talk to us, what did you do with the fish?
I've washed the fish.
Okay. You mentioned earlier on that it had been marinated already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I added my seasoning in it, then turn it together and set aside.
Okay.
So now it's ready to go into the oil.
Okay. So do we begin?
Yeah, I can start.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Pretty stoked about this morning's breakfast. We are making Chef Duna's special fried rice with fried fish. As you can see, our fish is going into the hot vegetable oil. That is hake, right?
Fish. Yes,
hake fish. And it's already been well marinated, guys. So you've used a lot of seasoning, right? Seasoning. Did you use your special condiment?
Trust me, I can't cook without it.
She can't do without it. So that as well was used in marinating the fish. So after using the spices for the fish, how long did you leave it for?
I left it for like 30 minutes.
Okay. For all of those seasonings to go into the fish.
You can as well do it overnight anyway.
Okay.
But you have to keep it in the fridge.
Yeah.
So don't say I ask you to put it on top of your sink.
So once you're done, marinating your protein, whether it is fish, chicken, turkey, meat, beef, anyone, right? Ensure that you put it in the fridge, to also retain its freshness.
Yeah.
And you can also tell stale fish from, eating it, even stale protein at all. You don't want your protein to get stale. So it's better to just keep it in the fridge to retain that freshness. And of course, same taste as well. So what's next? What are we doing next? Oh, we forgot something?
No, don't worry, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. It's just the rice that I'm waiting for.
Okay. So we're waiting for our
Once
rice.
the rice is
We're
parboiled,
heating up
then
our
we start
fish.
everything.
Once our rice is parboiled, what's next?
I'll remove it, then I'll start the preparation of the fried rice. I'll put my oil in pot, then add the seasoning, then when that is fried enough, then I'll fry the rice, the parboiled rice. I'll still need to fry it again.
Oh, we're still going to fry the parboiled rice.
Yeah, I'll still fry the parboiled rice.
Without water, guys?
Without water. Yes.
So we are draining off the water
yes.
from the rice, and then we are frying the rice with vegetable oil. And of course, Chef Duna's special spice. Great.
Thank you.
Okay. So breakfast is getting ready. Things are coming together very nicely here in the kitchen. Chef Jonas had at work. Okay, look at that hake fish. It's really nice. Yeah, you really enjoy hake fish when it's fried, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Is it cheap?
Cheap?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I always thought it was cheap, actually.
No. 10 kg of this now, you get it under 50,000.
Huh?
Yes.
A carton?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And for there in Nigeria now, there's no chicken in the cold room any longer. Yeah, there's no chicken.
Okay, so well, our fried rice is going to be ready in a bit, very, very, very soon. Well done, Chef Jonas. Well done. And well, it's the top of the hour, coming and crippling. Right about now, we're going a quick break. The show continues shortly. Stay with us. Welcome back, guys. It's another second hour of the Wake Up Nigeria show. Welcome.
Welcome. You're very special because I normally shouldn't be talking now. I should be having tears at this point because hot tea just burnt my tongue and my lips now. So I really deserve some tender love and care at this
Mike
point.
is
Because
such a baby. I took a sip of that. Not hot at all. What's hot about it?
a bandit.
Please, this one's looking for attention.
Okay. Well, hey, come on. If you are just joining us, you've missed 1 hour of the show. We've still got 45 minutes to go. We've had a wonderful hour. And of course, there's a whole lot in store. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria once again.
Yes, guys, as always, we're here to ramp up the excitement and keep the momentum going. Right, so with another hour of non-stop entertainment, cooking, food.
Definitely.
Music. Did you see that special effect?
Yes, I did.
Feature?
I did.
That was
Hakim
a nice
effect
one.
and all of that was a wonderful one. Well, thank you for joining us. Remember, you can hit us up. It's live on YouTube. And of course, X. We are also at TVC Entertainment across all social media platforms. My name is Mike Messikeno.
And I am MN Emir Kocha. Remember, guys, that you should download our apps on the iOS or Android store. And of course, well, like he said, you can catch us on all our socials. We're on X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you go.
So, yeah, I just saw an article that just showed that the world's first pig-to-man kidney transplant has been performed.
Wow.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Nice.
And yes. And this person reportedly has the cleanest bill of health so far. That means that everything is okay. 2 weeks after the surgery, the person has been released and all of that. And at times, I am amazed at the advancement of clinical technology, of the medical sciences. And you know how much it has been with people with kidney issues where you have to be on a waiting list or there has to be a donor and all of that. But from a pig, I know some people might have issues with it. A lot of people. We have some religions who even have issues with blood transfusion. And then, of course, eating pigs, you know, how people feel about it and all of that. So this might cause some people might not be very comfortable with it.
Debates.
Yes, the debate will be on
their biases and their...
Exactly. And some people will not take it because even blood transfusion, there's people that don't take blood transfusion based on their religion. How much more transplant from an animal? We're not talking about transplant from an animal. You know. But for me, it's a welcome development. It's something that makes me smile and just something that makes me even more in awe of health workers, the health industry, and medical practitioners as a whole. So kudos, man.
Yeah, kudos. And this also brings to mind that we have, the U.S. actually has the highest number of Nigerian doctors.
Oh, yeah.
In the country.
Yeah. So that even, you know, people talk about how hard we have to work when we go out to other shows and all of that.
And it's very impressive because I hear now that you can barely walk into a hospital in the U.S. without seeing a Nigerian doctor or at least a health care Nigerian worker in there. And it's very, very impressive. It shows that
it's impressive.
It's not, it's impressive that they are getting that recognition over there. And they are making their marks and their stride. They are making their marks
I wish.
But then
Optimally.
it's not impressive.
Exactly.
It's not good for us because we're losing
exactly, the brain drain.
Yes, there's that brain drain.
That's the
discussion
biggest
ongoing.
industry that has
Right.
lost the most. If it's tech industry, some people I know a number of people who remotely work in the US from Nigeria here. You don't have to even be in the US to do a tech job. But then, of course, there are a lot of times they also move. But when it comes to the medical industry, that is the most hit by the brain drain
healthcare
happening.
industry, the tech space, even the banking industry.
And you know, rich health.
Also,
they get bankers there, but the health only is the one that is
painful.
painful. I mean,
It is.
All right.
It is.
Okay, let's take a look at what the weather will look like. The news once again on Wake Up Nigeria. I'm Mike Messikeno. President Bola Tinubu has signed the student loan bill into law. The bill passed by the National Assembly and transmitted for the President's assent is the Access to Higher Education Act and the 2024 Repeal and Reenactment Bill. This is after separate considerations by both the Senate and the House of Representatives Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TED Fund. President Tinubu says with this new law, no Nigerian, regardless of their background, will be excluded from obtaining quality education. State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
President Bola Tinubu signs the much-anticipated student loan bill. This is a fulfillment of a promise made in his renewed hope agenda. This will also bring Nigeria closer to achieving Goal 4 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. President Bola Tinubu had on the 14th of March written to the National Assembly to repeal and reenact the student loan bill. His desire was given quick consideration and approval. Now the buck stops on the table of the President Tinubu-led executive arm of government to begin the implementation of this policy.
We are determined to ensure education is given the proper attention necessary for the country, including skill development programs.
This new law signed by President Tinubu will establish a corporate body to receive, manage and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training and skills acquisition, and for related matters.
Those who are seeking skills, who are seeking to be skilled, to be empowered, to move on with their lives. So it's a very great day for the country.
Nigeria students that I represent, we are happy. We'll see Mr. President's commitment to the development of education. And today, the entire education system is happy.
There's a growing support for this new law resonating across the country, especially among youth who are the sole beneficiaries, as the student loan scheme will build an army of skilled workforce that can easily become self-employed and increase the country's productive base.
It's actually a welcome development, and when you look at the impact, especially to the Nigerian students, who are going to be the greatest beneficiary of this initiative.
Rightly shape the educational institution and the educational sector.
The federal government initially announced that the scheme would be launched in September last year, but this suffered several delays, leading to an indefinite postponement. The presidency said the delay was because of a directive from President Tinubu to expand the scheme to include loans for vocational skills. It is expected that this new law will significantly increase access to tertiary education and skills acquisition. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
And on to foreign stories. Rescue efforts are underway in Taiwan after a 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck the island's eastern coast, killing at least 9 and injuring more than 900. Some 127 people are trapped in collapsed tunnels and on mountainous roads along the rugged coastline. The epicenter was 18 kilometers, which is about 11 miles south of Hualien City. But strong tremors were felt all the way in the capital, Taipei, which is more than 100 kilometers away. This is the strongest quake to hit Taiwan in 25 years. Rescue operations to reach 77 people trapped in the Jinwen and Qingshui tunnels along the road in Hualien were continuing into the night. Pictures show how the road outside the Qingshui tunnel has simply fallen away. It is unclear how long those inside will be trapped and whether or not they have food and water or can communicate with the outside world. Our final guest today for the art display is Obi Emmanuel, a graduate of Laspotech, where he obtained his HND, of course, and ND. He loves creating mixed media sculptures and metal junk using recyclable materials, wood carvings, and modeling in clay, as you can see here. It is great to have you. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
You know, when we say mixed material, I'm thinking of canvas and all of that, but using mixed material for sculpting and all of that, that is something that is not so prevalent, I must say, so far from all I've seen when it comes to art. So that is quite unique. But let's talk about how this started for you. Before school, what did you study?
I studied art and industrial design.
Art and industrial design.
Yes.
Is that what you always wanted to study?
No. I wanted to study political science.
Ah.
Yes, that was my original dream. So I got into the art thing when I visited my elder brother. He happens to be an artist too, a sculptor, to be precise, yes. When I visited him in school, I saw the things that he was doing. He was actually very good at it, one of the best.
Wow.
So when I saw what he was doing, I was inspired. So I went home, I told my dad, I didn't want to study political science again. I want to go into art, and luckily enough, he agreed with me. He said I can do whatever I want.
What was your brother studying that time?
He was studying the same thing, art and industrial design, yes.
Okay, so you saw him and inspired.
Yes.
But before that time, did you have any personal, like, was it like you could draw or something? Was there anything that showed you that you could excel as an artist?
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't privileged to have an art teacher when I was in secondary school.
Okay.
But I could scribble some things on the floor and all that, and people liked it.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I knew what art was then. So I actually dabbled into it when I saw what he was doing.
Wow,
and from there, I picked up, though it was a bit challenging from the beginning, because I schooled in the village, right? So when I got to Lagos, when I met my friends, when I got admission, it was confusing when they were mentioning art materials and all that, where they used to get art materials and what they were doing. I was confused.
Okay.
It was a new thing to me, yeah, a new concept. But it wasn't too, it wasn't far from, the idea actually started flowing as soon as I started it. Yeah, so, because art is one thing that is an innate thing, though it can be dormant in you, you may not actually know that.
So you think it was dormant in you?
Yes, every one of us, we are all born artists.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
okay.
It is there. You may not actually, you know, when we're small, when we're growing up, we could actually scribble things and all that. You had that confidence, you doing things, even though it was rubbish, you had that confidence because you didn't know it was acceptable or not.
Or not.
But at the point, your parents start telling you, that thing you are doing, what do you think? That is nothing, that is rubbish.
And then
Stop
that's when it
playing with
starts,
that.
I get where
So
you're
we
coming
tend to
from.
lose it in that process. But it's actually there, it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you pick up the courage to facing it, you can actually do a lot in art.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then you went to school, you were inspired by your brother. How good are you now compared to your brother now, if you want to rate yourself?
Sincerely, it's still a mile away.
Okay.
It's still a mile away, but that does not mean I can't actually do...
Hold your own.
Yeah, yes, I can.
Exactly. Let's talk about these art pieces that we have here. What are they called? Or what's this tall?
All right, so this is a wood carving. Yeah, I made this months ago. And this is a representation of a Benin art.
Okay.
Yes, if you look at it very well, you look at some of the symbolic of Benin things there with the bead and with the, if you look at one side of the carving, you see the Ada and the Eben, which is symbolic in Benin Kingdom. Yeah, the Ada being being a sword for honor, while the Eben being for dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, so as a king, this is actually royalty. This carving is symbolic of royalty. You know, as a king, you have the peaceful side of you, which is for dancing there. And you also have the other part of you, which is for war, yeah, a warrior. So if you look at the mask very well, look at the face there, a part of it, look at it, looks as if he's smiling. A king can actually smile in the midst of all the pains and all that. And when it's time to actually take actions, he can actually do that too. So that is what that work actually represents. Royalty, all encompassing in that work.
Oh, this is really beautiful. What wood was this carved on?
This is an Iroko.
Iroko?
Yeah, one of the strongest wood.
And that's the next question I wanted to ask her. How hard is it? Was definitely hard to carve.
Yes, it is. It is. It's a wood that can actually last for up to like 500 years. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's quite something. Okay, let's talk about this other one. This is metal.
Yes,
and,
metal.
And what's it titled? What does it depict?
Actually, this is a mask that is used for decorative. You know, mask has been used in Nigeria and almost every known culture for decorative. It's symbolic of culture, representing where we actually came from. This particular one is actually my own design. It wasn't copied from any culture.
Okay.
But actually made it with objects that were found, discarded parts. That is where the found object actually comes in, you know, waste to wealth. Picking objects that are not readily in use anymore, now piecing it together to form an art that you can use to beautify your homes.
Putting this together, you had to weld?
Yes, I had to weld.
So, you know, that's the next thing. Did you have to learn welding to get this together, or you had to get somebody weld it for you? How did you come about?
Once you start studying art, you are not limited to anything.
Okay.
I didn't actually learn welding separately, but I could weld. In the process of studying art, you have to teach yourself all of those things, both bricklaying, both carpentry, both welding and all that. So this actually started from modeling. I had to model it in clay. Then once I had my mold, I had to start putting these nuts one after the other.
On the mold?
Yes, on the mold, welding it together to become what it is today. Wow. So I can actually weld very well now. I can do carpentry work, I can do bricklaying work and all that, just from studying art.
When you put up all of this, like, okay, let's take a look at some of these ones that we can see. These are major sculptures. This is clay, right?
Yes, yes.
What we are seeing now is clay. Life size. I can see that most of them are life size.
Yes, yes, yes.
To commission something like this, how long will it take you?
All right. The thing is this. It depends on the availability of material.
Okay.
If all the materials are actually available, in a month you can actually start and finish an 8-feet sculpture, depending on the material you want to use. If it is a clay to fiberglass, which is one of the most common material to use, clay to fiberglass casting, you can actually finish that in a month. But if it's bronze, bronze takes processes and takes time. You know, bronze, the lifespan and the durability, it takes time. So it is long. So in making bronze works too, it takes time and it is more expensive. Just like the Statue of Liberty, it was made with bronze. So that work there can be there for a long time. So most of these works that we have here are works that some are commissioned, some are commissioned, and some I made for myself.
For yourself?
For exhibition.
For exhibition?
Yes.
Have you ever had an exhibition, a solo exhibition?
No, I have not actually done solo, but I've done a couple of group exhibitions.
Okay.
And I'm also a member of a Society of Nigerian Artists. I have exhibited with them.
Okay, so regularly they exhibit, right?
It's once in a year they exhibit, which is known as the October Rain.
Okay, and you have been part of that exhibition?
Yes, yeah.
Do you have any plans for a solo exhibition?
Yes, I have a plan. But that should be next year because I have a couple of works I'm actually doing now, which is going to be for that.
For that one. Finally, what does art do to you as a person? What do you, what do you get from it?
I don't think I would have been able to succeed in anything if I'd actually ventured in any, aside from art, either the practical aspect or the teaching aspect, because I love teaching, right? So I had to further to get a degree in education in order to be able to actually teach this art. So for like 13 years now, I've been teaching art. Yes, part-time basis. I go to schools to educate the young minds about art, because our parents are not readily available to allow their children to do art because they don't actually see prospects.
Yeah, like what you said, you didn't learn art in secondary school,
yes.
so now you are using the opportunity to teach people so that the kind of things, they have a better opportunity to make a choice of themselves. That's wonderful. This is me and us here wishing you the best and all of that. But let's just say, how affordable, so let me use that word now, art can be expensive to people that appreciate it. How is the appreciation, and this is in, let's look at it in consonance with the money now. Do Nigerians, have we started appreciating art? Can we spend money on art? How affordable is such?
It is no longer the way it used to be. People are beginning to see the value of art. People are beginning to appreciate it. People are beginning to spend money in art. Unlike in the past, people could go for something else in place of art. But now, people are spending real money in art now. We have young people that are art collectors now. In the past, we have just few that buys art. I have friends that they are doing so well with their art now. They've actually traveled outside the country because of this thing that they're doing.
Wonderful.
Because people are actually beginning to accept it. Parents are beginning to allow their children to practice this art. Yes. And parents are beginning to spend money because art is value. And because art cannot be placed, cannot be boxed with a price. You cannot say this work, this is the amount you can sell it. It depends on the person that is buying it and how well the person appreciates it.
Values the art.
Yes. Somebody can come to me now and say he wants to buy this for 100,000. I look at the person, okay, this is the person's worth. So I can decide to give it to the person. But somebody else can actually come, if I see this person actually have value for art and he has the fund to actually buying it, of course, there is more. So the price is not boxed, it's not fixed.
It's not fixed. All right, yes. Obi Manuel, thank you very much. This is quite an expose that you've given us. And here's also wishing you the best. Keep up doing what you're doing, especially teaching, so that children can make choices that are okay for them. We've got breakfast for you. I hope are you fasting?
No.
Okay, let's head over to the kitchen, of course, and have a taste of our breakfast. This way.
The kitchen, Obi Manuel. This is Chef Dunas, and this morning she's made for you her special fried rice with fried fish. So there's a lot of vegetables in there. I think there's also liver in there. So please,
very artistically
enjoy.
Thank you very much.
It's also important so that we know what you think about it. So please, dig in.
Thank you very much, Chef Dunas.
You could either use the fork or the spoon, anyone.
I'm local, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It looks good, by the way, Chef.
This is amazing.
Very colorful.
This is amazing.
Well done. Thank you. Yeah, well done. All right.
Okay, great.
Okay, Mr. William, thank you very much. And like we said, keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on teaching. And yeah, well done.
Thank you.
All right. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you for all our guests.